So let's take a look at one of the last ways that we use methods a whole lot in Java is to pass information from one to another. Now we've already passed into a method using parameters, but we haven't returned anything. So we're going to be using something called return statements here in order to do this. So what we're going to start with is just a quick example. This isn't going to be a tremendous application of this tool, but it'll illustrate it nicely. So imagine that we wanted to print the result of double of 8. So double 8 is, and then we'll add on this result. So if I run the program, simply get double 8 is 16. Now imagine that this process was maybe a little bit more complicated, and something that we used over and over and over again is doubling something. So what we can do is we can write a method that is going to handle the doubling of any number. So and this is what that would look like. So public static. And now this is where we get the big difference. Is void is the word that we use in the declaration of a method that does not pass back any information. Now we are going to pass back some information, and the information that I'm going to get is an integer value. So I want to get the result of doubling a number. So in that case, we're going to get an integer. So now this one actually has a type. So from now on, anytime that you have a method that uses a return statement, it will have a type. So what we're going to be doing is we'll call it double me. And we're going to pass it a piece of information. So the parameter we're going to send it is the number to be doubled. So let's put a number here, n. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'll set a result value here. So the result is equal to 2 times n. Now the way that we return the value to the main program is with a return statement. So it looks like this. We're going to return result. So when we're writing the program, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like double me, and then we will send it the parameter 8. So now what is happening is this acts like the integer value that's equal to whatever we're returning. So what I am returning here is the result of 2 times n. So this method call acts like the result of 2 times n. So it actually has an integer type. So we'll run this. And it gives us this result here. Okay, so let's take a look at one more quick example with this. So imagine that we wanted to host a party. So at the party, we'll have 25 people. And then we're going to have a party that lasts for 4 hours. So we're going to set hours to 4. So what I want to do here is I want to print out system.out.println my party cost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a method called party cost that is going to calculate that for me. And then what I will be sending it is the amount of people and how long the party is. Okay? So now this is a numerical result again. So we're going to also have this one be an integer. So public static int, and we're going to call it party cost. And then in parentheses here, we're going to have P, I'm going to abbreviate them, and H for hours. So you do not have to carry the same name from the argument to the parameter. Okay, so now inside party cost, I'm going to set a cost value here. And then when I'm done, I'm going to return it. So the cost is going to be the result of a few things. So it is going to be the venue cost. So this is the cost of the location that we want to rent. And we'll create a method for that. And it's also going to need how many people and how many hours we'll be renting it for. And then we're going to have the entertainment cost, which is, let's say we've hired a band or something, and all we need to know is how many hours they're going to be performing for. And we are going to also need a food cost, which is going to be going to require how many people and how many hours, because if it's a very long party, we may need to feed them more regularly. Okay. So now what this is going to show is that we can use method calls in a calculation. So we're going to create a method that is going to handle all of these. So the first one is public static. You know what? I'm gonna just realize I'm using money here, so I'm going to set this as a double value instead. Right. Yeah, I don't want to return an integer from a double. So we'll double. This will be my venue cost. And I am going to do a little copy paste here because it has the same parameters as my party cost. Okay. So now here, I'm going to have double cost. Now, one important thing to note is when you create a variable inside a method, it gets created here, and then when it hits this line, destroys method variable. So any variable you create in the method gets destroyed at that last step. So this cost is not the same as this cost. And you can actually have more than one active at the same time. Okay, so our venue cost is going to be set like this. So we're going to do the cost. It's going to be equal to double me, because we've already used that, people times the amount of hours plus $335. We'll say that this is the flat rate fee, and then it increases based on our usage, and then we'll return the cost. Okay, now the entertainment cost is going to work like this. So public static double entertain cost. I like that the compiler displays the name of methods so that if you don't want to type the whole thing out, you don't need to. And this is going to be based on the amount of people. Sorry, the amount of hours. That's better. And we'll have double cost here. Now, the cost for our entertainment is 100 plus h squared. So I'm just going to do an h times h multiplied by 3. And then we'll return that value. And then I also need my food cost. So public static double food cost. I'm going to grab it from there again, do a little copy paste here. And then in here, same process, double cost. When I'm done calculating it, I will return it. Now in here, we can put an if statement. So if the amount of people is larger than 30, you know what, I'm going to change this one around. Instead of putting the variable here, so if the amount of people is larger than 30, what I'm going to do is instead of declaring the variable, I'm just going to return the result of a calculation. So return p times 10 plus p times h times 0.2. And then otherwise, we are going to return p times 8 plus p times h times 0.2. And then what that's going to do is it's just going to calculate this, and then the value of this will get dropped here where we're doing the food costs. I left a space there. That should be removed. So if I run the program here, this is what we get. We instead get a money value here. So what this program demonstrates is how we use return statements when we are just simply printing it or using it in a calculation. So this is the way to get information back from a method to the main program, or in this case, another method that uses it.